I turned 35 that night. Not that I was really counting anymore. Birthdays had lost their magic for me after 30, becoming just another date on the calendar. But this one was supposed to be different. Issa, my fiancée, had promised me a cozy celebration at our place, surrounded by our closest friends. There would be drinks, music, laughter, nothing flashy, just warmth. A reminder that I was loved, that she cared. I had no idea I was walking straight into the beginning of the end. Everything looked perfect at first. The apartment buzzed with chatter and laughter. Candles flickered softly on the shelves, and my favorite whiskey was chilling on the counter. On the dining table sat a small chocolate cake with "Happy Birthday, Andrew" written in gold icing, a simple touch that made my heart swell. When I came out of the bedroom, Issa kissed my cheek and whispered, "Tonight is all about you." She lied. About an hour into the party, I noticed him. A man I didn't know. Tall, effortlessly charming, dressed like he owned every room he walked into. I watched him from across the apartment, assuming he was someone's plus one. He stood by the bar, drink in hand, chatting casually with a couple of our friends. No big deal, until I saw Issa make her way over to him. At first, I thought she was just being polite, but then she laughed. Not just any laugh. That asterisk laugh. The flirty, head-tilted back laugh she usually gave me when I teased her in bed. Her fingers brushed his arm, and his hand grazed her waist. Something tightened in my chest, but I told myself I was overreacting. I poured another drink and whispered to myself that it was harmless. Issa was friendly, open, the kind of woman everyone liked instantly. Friendly didn't mean grabbing his wrist when he cracked a joke. Friendly didn't mean letting him lean in close to whisper in her ear while she giggled like a schoolgirl. I watched them for 10 minutes, then 20. I stood across the room like a ghost at my own party, watching my fiancée flirt like I didn't exist. Some of our friends started to notice. A couple of them shot me awkward, uneasy glances. One even came over and quietly asked, "You good, man?" I smiled and said I was fine. I wasn't. I walked up behind her silently, just as he leaned close, and said something that made her squeal with laughter. Her hand landed on his chest, and in that moment, I barely recognized a woman standing before me. She turned, caught sight of me, and her smile froze. "Oh, hey, babe. I was just—" "Who is he?" I asked, my voice low and steady. She blinked, searching for an answer. "Oh, this is Ryan. He's Zara's friend. He just got back from Bali and was telling me about his trip." "Ryan can go back to Bali," I said, my voice calm but cutting through the music like a razor blade. The room fell silent. Someone turned the volume down. She laughed nervously, brushing it off. "Andrew, come on. Don't be that guy. We were just talking." "Talking?" With your hand on his chest. I asked, voice sharp. She reached for my arm, whispering, "Don't make a scene." That's when it hit me. She wasn't embarrassed by what she'd done. She was embarrassed that I was reacting to it. She wanted me to swallow the humiliation, pretend it didn't happen, keep the party going like everything was fine. I stepped back. "You may have missed a moment. You forgot I was standing in this room." I said quietly but firmly. "You forgot whose birthday this is. You forgot who you came here with. And you sure as hell forgot who you're engaged to." Her eyes widened like a deer caught in headlights. "You're overreacting," she whispered. "No," I said, suddenly calm. "I've been underreacting for months. You think I haven't noticed the late replies? The weekends away? The distance in your eyes? This just confirmed everything." She opened her mouth to argue, but I raised my hand. "I'm done," I said. "The party's over. You can stay with Ryan tonight, or go wherever you want. Just don't stay with me." I turned, walked into the bedroom, and closed the door behind me. I heard murmuring, the front door opening and closing. The party died instantly. She knocked once, called my name, but I said nothing. She left. I sat on the edge of the bed, silence swallowing the room. 35 years old. I had planned on starting a new chapter with her, but instead, I was ending one. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just sat there letting it all settle. The betrayal, the humiliation, the sharp, painful clarity. By morning, she had sent 17 messages, excuses, blaming the alcohol, insisting I had overreacted, saying nothing happened, that it meant nothing. But if it meant nothing, why had she done it on the one day that mattered most to me? I never replied. 2 days later, I packed her things, left them with a neighbor, and changed the locks. That night, Issa taught me something important. Sometimes people show you who they really are, not with words, but in the moments they think you aren't watching. When they do, don't ask questions. Don't argue. Just walk away. Never look back.